The benefits of AssetWorks is we are able to navigate and find repair history in it for service reports that another employee would type in there, and then we could go into that report, and if we have a problem machine, look that up. With the old system, we never had any of that record. We never had a report, a service report from a tech to go back and look at, and the ease of being able to look it up just at our workstation is a time saver too. We don't have to go back and ask different people about what happened or hunt down a service tech to see if he did or did not work on the truck.
Well, a couple benefits I've seen working with AssetWorks so far is it logs all your history, and you don't have to go back into paper files anymore. You can go right on a computer and a lot faster. I can send my work orders out to my workers right on the job instead of calling them on a cell phone or making them come into the shop and get their work orders.
AssetWorks saves me a lot of drive time, lots of call time. I kind of see what I have in front of me instead of having to come back and forth of work to see what was available. If I need to look up where I'm at as far as like hydrants that need to be flushed or valves that need to be turned, I can do it from a map now in front of me instead of having a piece of paper or anything else, and I can see what's been marked off from other people also.
The benefit of having AssetWorks in the field or in the shop is if we get called out or aware of a situation that a pole's been knocked down in the field, I can actually go through AssetWorks, through the asset management, find out the attributes of that pole. For example, what kind of lighting it has, what kind of cover it might have, if it's a single arm, double arm, the pole height as well, and if it's high voltage or low voltage. I can go through all that right on AssetWorks Management, find out exactly what I need, either pick it up here in an inventory or out at the dump if we have extra stuff, bring it out to the job site, fix and repair, come back.
As far as managing work orders, we don't have to have multiple work orders, where in the past write-ups would come in and a work order be created, and then say a day or two later someone would come in with the same complaint and a second work order be generated. We can go into the system and we can see that one was already created, not have to create a duplicate work order.
I've noticed that it is much easier to get a cost of what things are. For example, a couple of years back I tried to figure out how much main brakes cost. And it took quite a few weeks to tabulate all of just the labor costs. I had to look through several days of timesheets to calculate how much time multiple technicians spent on one particular job. And I spent about 3 weeks calculating 3 years worth of main brakes to determine what they cost. Now today, utilizing AssetWorks, I run a report and it tells me how much they cost, and I can send that report to my email on a regular basis. So it's real easy to get down to the actual costs of the work.
Working with AssetWorks is nice when it comes to large circuits where we have well over 100 light poles and we're changing lights, so we're getting a lot done in a day, up to 150. You're able to create one master work order, and then you can batch it all together. So it lists every pole, you can add your time, you can add the parts, you can add the vehicle, but you only have to do it one time, and it automatically splits the time and the parts up between all of the other poles. So instead of going in and making 150 individual work orders, you make one, and it handles the entire thing.
One of the benefits I've used for AssetWorks is we no longer have to fill out paper time cards. It's a little more efficient at the end of the day.
We used to use paper time cards. Our technicians would fill out a daily time card, which described what they did in somewhat detail each day. Now they fill out time cards in AssetWorks, which is extremely detailed. It tells me what they did and how much their costs are for every individual job, which ties back to each asset, each hydrant, each main, each water valve, and other assets that we have loaded in the system.
Also, as far as scheduling, maybe a job's waiting on parts. In the past, that work order would go to them. Parts might come in, but I wouldn't know that the parts came in. Now through AssetWorks, I can see that right on my screen and not have to try to track down work that was, outstanding in the past.
One of the benefits I've found with AssetWorks is we've taken the stuff that we have known, but now it's actually getting documented on a sheet where we can take that information and pass it on to others. Used to be we'd put that on our time card, we'd just go work on streetlight maintenance, we'd work on grounds. We never recorded which circuits specifically, but now we're doing that and we can see that we're getting 40 hours of work on one circuit and still haven't been able to fix it. Before we didn't have that information, how many hours were on one ground, now we do.
One of the best benefits of AssetWorks is that it's one central location for us to manage our assets and track our work orders and job costing. Prior to AssetWorks, every division kind of had their own way of doing things, sometimes spreadsheets, sometimes paper, multiple databases. We're able to unify everybody, one central location for all of our data entry and job costing, and it's letting us build a foundation of information that we can use in the future to make data-driven decisions and really jump into the next century with updated technology.